Hi, this is the Shepherd from We Love Metal, and we're up here in Cudahy, Wisconsin, South Milwaukee, and it's the Milwaukee Blacken Fest 2 at the Metal Grill. All here all night, listen to a lot of different bands, and we just got done here in Infernal Altar, and I'm here with a co-vocalist and bassist, and if you just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the fans who you are.
Hi, my name is Joe. I'm bass and co-vocalist in Infernal Altar. We're from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Okay. So for people that have never heard of you guys, what's just maybe a general introduction to who you guys are, what you're about?
Well, I guess the goal of Infernal Altar is really to make extreme metal music, black death metal. No clean vocals, no breakdowns, just inspired by kind of the really early creative wave of the 1980s of extreme metal. Celtic Frost, Slayer, Hellhammer, Bathory. Just kind of the kind of music we enjoy and that we feel means something and captures kind of sort of an essence that we feel needs to be in the metal scene today.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a call for that. Of all the bands I've heard so far, and I've heard just a few, I would encapsulate you, if it's fair or not fair, as the heaviest so far. Is that fair to say?
I would take that as a compliment.
As well you should, right? So tell us what's going on with Infernal Altar. What's going on as far as CDs, songs, recordings, tours, whatever you're up to.
Well, just this year we released our second demo. It's a 4-song cassette, False Hammer, that you can download and stream that from Bandcamp as well as purchase on cassettes. We hope to, within maybe the next year or so, record and release some more music, either another EP or perhaps splits with other bands, one or two. I don't know. We don't really have too much lined up as far as shows right now. The focus is going to be for the next few months here working on some new music and tightening everything up and recording, but no plans to tour really at this time. That's something I guess we're interested in but just don't have lined up in the immediate future, but we would definitely hope to be playing a few shows next year around the state and around the region, or anyone interested in that is free to contact us via Facebook or Bandcamp. You can get our email address from there.
Okay. This is new to me. I've always been a metal fan. Kind of gravitated more towards death and then black, and I'm sure you know how that kind of evolves. You find a band, you get to another band, and it just leads you down a path, and you find yourself enjoying new things. So I'm coming from an outsider's perspective. Tell me, from an insider's perspective, of someone that knows more, is death metal and extreme metal, whatever that means, is it more attractive and more popular today than ever before, or am I just coming in on a wave because I'm coming in on a wave?
I guess I feel like definitely it's more popular nowadays than it has been. A large part of that is due to the internet. Obviously, it's easier to discover new bands and find that sort of thing, and I guess find out about things like shows or tours that you could go to, or find music from online distros and that sort of thing. I guess as far as the number of people that are into it and going to stay into it versus the number of people who might be, having dabbling.
Yeah.
I mean that's obviously a factor, but I think definitely it's just much easier to find out about things, and there's a lot more information out there to sift through.
Very good. So as we wrap up here, what's the last thing you'd like to say to people that are maybe like flirting with the idea of going to more of extreme metal and what you guys are about, and about your band in general? Just kind of some parting thoughts here.
I guess I feel like metal is something you get or you don't. It's certainly something you can enjoy, but some people get a misunderstanding of what metal culture is about, or the metal scene, or come into it from kind of an outsider's perspective and aren't willing to watch and learn and that sort of thing. They kind of want to project their own views onto what onto other people and other bands, and I guess if you're interested in metal, I would say, listen, go, watch, have an open mind. You know, you don't have to agree with everyone, and you don't have to get along with everyone, and you don't have to be a metalhead to enjoy metal. But if you're trying to be something you're not, or you're trying to make other people into something they're not, then maybe it's not for you. It's definitely a do what thou wilt sort of culture, or at least that's how I think we feel it should be.
Yeah, well, that's well said.
You know, but this is music of the left-hand path. You know, this isn't for feeling good or positive emotions. And that's not to say people don't have fun or have good times, or that we don't listen to other things or want to branch out, or that we're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
But definitely it's a kind of music where it deals with things that are, or it should deal with things that are not positive and not popular, and that's something you have to keep in mind, and not not come into it with other expectations and then feel offended.
That's well said. I feel like, seriously, that I've learned from you, like I said, me coming as somewhat as an outsider, well, maybe some of this on the periphery is maybe a better way to say it, that's kind of, stuck the toe in the water, and I'm getting deeper and deeper into the water and enjoying it more and more. This is a good thing for I think a lot of people that are into metal, that maybe it can, even mainstream metal, it can get stale. This is not stale. I mean, that's something that's different for me, at least, coming in. So, last question here for you, and we'll let you go, and thank you. And again, this is the Shepherd. We're in Cudahy, Wisconsin. It's a South Milwaukee area. We're at the Metal Grill, which is a great place to come. They host a lot of fantastic bands, and we're at the Milwaukee Black and Fest 2. I recall when I was younger, Milwaukee had some really, really incredible death metal type of festivals. Kind of died out. Is this the resurgence of it?
I guess that was the Milwaukee Metal Fest back in the day, or Milwaukee Death Fest, whatever it was called, was a little before my time. And I'm from the other side of the state. I'm actually much closer to Minnesota and the Twin Cities than I am to Milwaukee. So I guess I'm not familiar with how much is going on down here, but it's definitely seems like a good turnout, and it does seem like everyone's having a good time and enjoying themselves. So there's definitely a possibility for that, and I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, good deal. And I got to tell you that he's wearing a Packers hat, which thrills me to death, because I reside in the awful state of Illinois, where 3 of our last 5 governors are in prison, but it is what it is. So here we are, Infernal Altar. Check them out. Facebook, social media, that kind of stuff.
Yep, you could find us pretty easy.
Okay, if you're interested, find them. Try something new, do something different. If you have a chance to come down to Milwaukee sometime, come down to the Metal Grill. We're going to be here all night, having a good time. Thank you.